Alright, so okay, teori sambungan teori lagi daripada yang tadi, maksudnya dah chapter tadi kita tengok how to develop a new enterprise. Maksudnya you kena ada team, you kena ada opportunity, and then you kena ada apa satu lagi? You kena ada resource. Kena ada apa? Resources. Okay. So next adalah idea generation and validation lah. Ini yang saya minta you all masukkan dalam dalam apa kita punya Google Sheet tu, sebab kita nak tengok idea you all valid ke tak. Okay, so idea generation and validation. Yang pertama kita kena identify potential business idea dulu. Yang kedua kita nak conduct market research to validate the idea, and then yang ketiga assessing the feasibility of the idea. Okay, minggu lepas minggu yang awal tu saya dah bagi tahu how to validate the idea tu mengikut practically. So now kita akan cerita berkenaan dengan bagaimana theoretically pula lah. Okay, the role of idea as a tool, which is a good idea is nothing more than a tool in the hands of the entrepreneur. Idea ni sebagai satu tools yang kamu akan find a good idea to create more step. And then untuk finding a good idea juga memerlukan step-step yang banyak. Okay, in the process of converting an entrepreneurial creativity into an opportunity. So the role of idea ni, dia boleh contribute kepada fallacy dan juga dia boleh jadi great mousetrap fallacy. Kan? Kalau idea tu tak bagus, dia boleh jadi mousetrap kat you. Kalau idea tu bagus, then dia boleh jadi contribute kepada you punya invention to a new product. Dia jadi macam ni contoh idea dia kadang-kadang benda tu tak elok untuk orang, tapi dia boleh jadi good idea untuk something else. Okay. Ataupun benda tu very good untuk orang lain, untuk satu community, but how we can identify the idea is good. Jadi you ada proses-proses yang you kena follow. Some step that entrepreneur can take to identify potential business idea. Satu, yang pertama, you identify market needs and trend. You kena cari identify market needs and trend. One way to identify potential business idea is to look for unmet market needs or emerging trend in a particular industry or market. Cuba kamu buka Google, lepas tu kamu pergi Google Trend. Dekat Google Trend tu, you boleh search kat Malaysia, kat negara lain, kat Singapura, dekat Kelantan. Lepas tu you tengok, you nak apa? You rasa you nak jual hotdog, you tulis kat situ hotdog. You rasa you nak jual telekon solat, you tulis kat situ telekon solat. You tengok berapa banyak, ramai yang orang minat. Dia dah ada dah, dekat Google Trend tu dah ada, dah tulis dah. Berapa permintaan, berapa orang cari. Google Trend nama dia. So, you kena buatlah identify market needs ni. You involve conducting market research, analyzing customer feedback or tracking industry report and news. You boleh juga dekat you punya Facebook tu, you tulis, saya nak jual kari pap. Yang mana you all lagi prefer? Kari pap ayam atau kari pap ikan? Gitu. So you try to get back and analyze customer feedback. And then consider step number 2, you consider your skill and expertise. Kena tahu. Kalau you tak ada skill tu, jangan kalau kata jangan tebing. jangan ni lah. You kena consider your skill and expertise first. Sebab to learn something lama. Kalau you nak harapkan you nak belajar dulu, macam akan ambil masa lah. So another way to identify potential business idea is to consider your own skill, expertise and passion. What are you good at and what do you enjoy doing? Are there any gaps in the market that you could fill with your skill and expertise? Sebab tu saya kata, kalau budak tourism, buatlah business tourism. Hospitality, buatlah business hospitality. Kalau ada wellness, buatlah business wellness. And please make sure you punya business tu tidak memakan masa you yang lama. Okay. And then brainstorm with others. Please collaborate dengan you punya team. Collaborate and brainstorm with your team. Can also be a valuable way to generate potential business idea. Kadang-kadang benda ni you tak dapat daripada friends sahaja, daripada competitor you, daripada college yang lain, colleague yang lain daripada your mentor, ataupun you attending networking events or industry conferences. Okay, number 4, look for inspiration in other industry. Sometimes the best business idea come from looking outside your own industry or market. You try to look for inspiration in other industry or market. Contoh, kalau you kata you nak buat business berkenaan dengan fashion. So you boleh tengok dekat industri kosmetik. Apa yang yang in dekat kosmetik yang you boleh masukkan dalam industri fashion. Okay? So you consider how you could adapt or apply those ideas to your own business. Kalau you ada dekat F&B, yang ada dekat kosmetik, you rasa you nak masukkan benda tu dalam F&B, you try, you cuba. Kalau you benda implementation tu ada dekat kosmetik, you try nak masukkan benda yang sama, implementation yang sama dalam you punya business travel agency, for example. You try to adapt and apply the idea to your own business. And then you use ideation technique. There are a lot of ideation technique, macam you brainstorm dengan kawan you. Ada banyak lah you boleh tengok sebenarnya. Dekat Google banyak. There are many ideation technique that entrepreneur can use to generate potential business idea. Especially you kena Google lah. This include brainstorming, mind mapping, Scamper. Scamper ni substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate dan also reverse. And other creative problem solving. Kalau fashion, you tengok fashion kan dia selalu reverse. Kalau macam contoh tahun 2020 ni, dia tengok tahun 2010 dulu. Fashion apa? Biasanya dia akan repeatable. Evaluate and refine ideas. Once you have generate a list of potential business ideas, it's important to evaluate them based on the screening criteria mentioned in your previous answer lah. This can help you identify the most promising ideas and refine them into viable business concept. So by following this step, entrepreneurs can identify potential business idea and develop them into successful new venture. Okay, yang seterusnya adalah pattern recognition. Kita nak tahu selain daripada kita idea, kita nak tengok juga pattern recognition. Yang pertama dari segi experience factor. Time after time, experienced entrepreneurs exhibit an ability to recognize pattern quickly and opportunities while the idea is still taking shape. Jadi kita kena tengok tau experience factor tu. Sebab kita pun makin lama makin tua, makin lama makin berpengetahuan kononnya kan. Jadi experience factor tu we have to exhibit and kita try to perform kita punya ability tu. Setakat mana kita punya idea tu boleh suit dengan kita punya experience. Okay. And then enhancing creative thinking, memang kena creative thinking lah, because creative thinking ni is a great value in recognize the opportunity as well as other aspect of entrepreneurship. Yang ketiga, approach to unleashing creativity. Okay, so sebab kita guna creativity process ni ataupun brainstorming ni, dia ada, pernah dengar tak ada orang pakai otak kanan, ada orang pakai otak kiri. So we are processing the information in our brain in a different ways. Sebab tu kita kena brainstorm, bukan kita seorang, kita kena brainstorm ramai-ramai. Okay, we try to learn how the working of the human brain. Bila you masuk dalam kelas-kelas entrepreneurship, especially in ideation, memang kita akan belajar pasal kita punya otak dulu. Sebab tu bila you belajar gelagat usahawan kan, kita akan belajar you punya mindset. Kita belajar entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. And then team creativity. The creativity of a team of people is impressive and comparable or better creative solution to problem evolving from the collective interaction of a small group of people have been observed. Sebab tu saya minta you all duduk dalam group. Sebab bila dalam group tu semua orang boleh brainstorm. Dan ingat, kita pun ada capacity dan capability masing-masing. Normally, some people akan ada capability yang lebih beyond daripada kita in some ways. And sebab tu bila orang memberi apa-apa cadangan, jangan kita katakan the idea is wrong idea. No. Dalam entrepreneurship or dalam ideation punya konsep, all idea is a good idea. Cuma yang penting, yang salahnya adalah bila mana kita letakkan the idea tu dalam tempat yang salah, dalam situasi yang salah, dalam masa yang salah. Itu sahaja. That's why whatever yang kawan-kawan you akan cerita, yang brainstorm idea, tolong appreciate the idea. Okay. Okay, big opportunity with little capital. Kita cuba untuk dapatkan opportunity yang ada tu dengan seminimum mungkin capital yang kita kena invest. Okay, dynamic free enterprise system contohnya opportunities akan hadir atau kita boleh lihat dengan kita punya experience, dengan kita punya knowledge, normally kita boleh reduce the capital. Real time ataupun kita panggil window of opportunity. Yang ni you boleh tengok. Window of opportunity. Ada permainan sebenarnya is a good window of opportunity tu. Nanti saya tunjukkan next time lah. Okay, opportunity exists or created in a real time. Dia ada 4 window tu. 4 window. Nanti saya tunjuk Relation to framework of analysis fit of the lead entrepreneur and management team. Ni yang saya kata tadi, a good communication of the founder ataupun leader. Okay. Teori dalam memperkenalkan atau mencari opportunity, there are 2 teori. Yang ni selalu masuk final Teori ada 2, teori opportunity. Kita dah ada idea, kita nak kena pasti opportunity pula. There are 2 theory of opportunity, discovery theory and also creation theory. Discovery theory, dia ada external factor in the market and also government, dia involve lah external factor in the market and also government regulation, technology, customer preferences. So kita discover, kita cari benda tu. Daripada benda yang dah ada lah kita cari, daripada government regulation dan sebagainya. Government regulation ni kat mana kita nak cari? Normally kita Google kalau kat mana-mana lah kat Malaysia ke mana, kita nak tengok opportunity kita, the best opportunity of ideation adalah kita tengok kat bajet. Bajet 2024, Perdana Menteri dah bentang apa yang dia nak pada 2024. Contoh dia nak digitalization. Jadi you kena cari satu bisnes yang berkait dengan digitalization. Dia nak yang tenaga solar. Okey, cuba cari tenaga solar. New kuasa baru kan. New power tengok selain daripada kuasa solar apa lagi yang kita boleh ni. Kita tak nak guna dah. Kita nak minimumkan penggunaan penggunaan kita panggil yang dekat dalam laut tu petroleum dan sebagainya. Jadi kita kena cari kuasa baru, new kuasa baru. You identify lah. Macam tu. That's the how we seek for the discovery. We discover for the opportunity. Satu lagi creation. Creation theory ni dari segi konteks dan juga behavior. Opportunity ni kita create. Kita create daripada action, daripada reaction, daripada eksperimen about new product and services, daripada proses ataupun entering new market. Contoh kalau kita tengok, kita pergilah. Contoh kita pergi dekat Jepun, kita suka makan sushi. Kita pun balik Malaysia, ada juga orang suka makan sushi, no? Kau pun buatlah sushi. Tapi you localizekan sushi tu. Jadi kita create. The opportunity tu kita create. So there are 2 lah. Satu discovery theory and satu lagi creation theory. Alright. So kita nak screen dah. Once kita dah discover ataupun kita create the opportunity, kita nak screen pula opportunity. Ingat tadi kan ada banyak-banyak stage yang saya bagi tahu tu. Okay. Stage yang seterusnya, screen the process. Screen the process ni should not begin with the strategy. Okay, financial expression analysis or estimation of how much the company worth and who will own what share. Okay, many entrepreneurs who start business, particularly those for whom the venture are their first run out of cash faster than they bring in customer and profitable sale. Ramai. Kalau kita salah screen opportunity, kita akan invest banyak berbanding dengan kita dapat banyak. Okay, the reason why? Because the entrepreneur have not focused on the right opportunity. So, kita kena evaluate venture opportunities dulu. Yang pertama, kita tengok industry and market. Yang kedua, economic. Yang ketiga, harvest issue. Senang tak nanti kita nak jual? Yang keempat, competitive advantage issue. Ramai ke tak orang dah menjual benda ni? Sustainability, tengok. Kalau bisnes-bisnes lain dalam bidang ni sustain ke tak? Management, tengok team kita. Apa skill yang kita ada? Fatal flaw issue yang lain. Personal criteria, strategic differentiation. Okey, lepas tu dari segi contoh ni saya dah pecahkan lah, kamu boleh tengok lagi dari segi ekonomi apa dia break even, cash flow, capital requirement, free cash flow, profit and loss, ROI potential, internal rate of return potential, gross margin. Yang ni kamu kena buat dalam you punya business plan. Okay, so you nak screen dari segi ekonomi, nak screen daripada industri, market issue, contoh market dia, market size, market capacity, cost structure, market structure, growth rate, market share, attainable. Okay, dari segi harvest issue, tengok value added potential, exit mechanism issue, strategi, valuation multiple and comparable, capital market context. Dari segi competitive advantage issue pula, tengok variable and fixed cost, degree of control, entry barriers. Banyak benda-benda yang you kena screen. Dari segi management team issue, ada entrepreneurial team ke tak, industry and technical experience, integrity, intellectual honesty. Dari segi personal criteria, tengok kita punya goals and fit, opportunity cost, risk and reward tolerance. Tengok kita punya stress tolerance, tengok kita punya upside and downside issues. Dari segi strategic differentiation pula, kita tengok degree of fit, service management, teknologi ada ke tak dalam bidang kita ni, opportunity orientation, distribution channel, apa yang kita nak buat nanti kan, team, timing, flexibility, pricing, room for error. Ada tak room for error yang kita sediakan? If kalau kita cuba tak jadi, boleh ke tak kita nak accept benda tu? Okay, alright. Habis opportunity, kita nak tengok business idea pula. Tadi kan, dari idea ni, mula kita tengok opportunity dia. Yang kedua, kita nak tengok feasibility dia. Feasibility yang pertama ada 7. Saya list kat sini 7 lah, you boleh tambah lagi. Assessing the feasibility of business idea. Satu, kita define the business concept dulu. You nak tengok business concept you macam mana? Okay, you including the problem of the business of, the target market you, value proposition and the competitive advantage. Ini saya dah ulang banyak kali benda yang sama. Conduct market research, kena conduct. You kena conduct you put the market size dia, growth size, growth potential, target customer, competition and industry trend. This can be done through online research, survey, interview, focus group and other method. Yang ketiga, we try to analyze the competition. Identify direct and indirect competitors and analyze their strength, their weakness, opportunity and threat. Kita buat SWOT analysis lah. This can help identify areas where the business can differentiate itself and compete effectively. Then, kita try to evaluate the industry. Tadi kita competitor, now evaluate the industry. Evaluate the industry in which the business operate, including regulatory and legal requirement, barrier to entry, and trends that may impact the business. Yang kelima, assess the financial viability, where we determine the financial viability of the business by creating financial projection, including revenue, expenses, and cash flow. So this can help determine if the business is profitable and also sustainable. Number 6 is evaluate the team and resources. We try to assess the team skill and experience and identify any gap that need to be filled. We try to evaluate the resources needed to start and operate the business, such as our capital, our equipment and facilities. Tu tengok you punya team, tengok you punya resources cukup ke tak, skill and etc. lah. And last, you try to test the idea. Test the idea by creating a minimum viable product MVP and testing it with customer. Kalau you rasa you nak jual popi, buatlah popi yang 10 dulu. Try dulu dekat kawan. Nak jual biskut, try dulu buat biskut satu tu je lah, satu loyang je. Bagi kat kawan. Kalau kawan makan pun keras, tak payah jual lah. Macam tu. Buat R&D lagi. So this can help validate the idea and identify areas for improvement. So by taking this step to assess the feasibility of an idea, startup can make informed decision and increase the chances of success. Okay, macam saya cakap tadi kan, bila kita nak antara 7 langkah tadi, kita kena buat SWOT analysis. Dia ada banyak tau, dia ada SWOT analysis, dia ada Porter 5 forces, ada general environment. Kalau yang ni general environment tu dia PEL analysis, political, economic, socio-cultural, teknologi, demografi and global. Okay. Kalau kita tengok buat analisis portfolio forces pula, kita lebih kepada threat. Kita tengok ancaman. Ancaman of new competitors. Ancaman of substitute product or service. Kalau ada produk yang orang tiru ke, produk yang ada kat produk kamu tu senang nak ditiru, senang nak diduplicate. And intensity of rivalry among existing competitors. Tengok existing competitor macam mana. Bargaining power of supplier. Bargaining power of buyers. Okay. So barulah kita tengok dia punya attractiveness and profitability of the market, of target market. So portfolio forces kita tengok dari segi threat. And then kita ada juga inside and outside analysis. Ataupun and then tempat mana yang paling bagus untuk kita buat adalah sweet spot. Sweet spot ni kat tengah, which is entrepreneurs area of opportunity. Kita tengok kat manakah berlakunya pertindihan antara inside out analysis and outside in analysis. Kalau inside analysis tu apa yang ada dekat dalam kita lah. Contoh personal experience, our interest and passion, our skill, our unique capabilities. And outside in analysis adalah benda yang di luar daripada bidang kita lah, di luar daripada bidang kita lah. Contohnya general environment, industry environment and competitive environment. So kita tengok normally kita tengok kat sini apa dia. Inside out ni dia lebih kepada resources, capabilities and core competencies ya. Contoh personal experience, interest, skill, unique capability macam saya cakap tadi. Okay, analisis yang seterusnya adalah analisis SWOT lah. Strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. So SWOT analysis is a very effective way of identifying your company strength and weakness and of examining the opportunities and threat the company faces. Holding out and analysis using the SWOT framework help you to concentrate your activities into area where you are strong and where the greatest opportunities lie. So you tengok kat mana saya punya strength ni, kat situlah saya kena fokus. Kat mana saya punya weakness saya boleh abaikan. Contoh gitu Okay, this is the SWOT analysis. You list out the strength, list out the weakness, list out the opportunity, list out the threat. Strength ni adalah advantages, unique and low cost resources and factor that you will get the sale. Opportunities adalah chances to improve performance and good opportunities you can spot. While the weaknesses adalah disadvantages, limitation, what could you improve, factor lose your sales, and threat adalah external trouble for the business, obstacle you face that and what your competitors are doing. Okay. Example of SWOT analysis. So dia boleh tengok lah. Ada positif, positif dengan negatif lah. Tengok internal factor dia. Use your specialist marketing expertise. Strength you. A new innovative product or service. Location of your business. Any other aspect of your business that adds value to your product and service. Kalau opportunity, developing market such as the internet, merger, joint venture or strategic alliances, moving into new market segment domestic. Ni example lah ya. Weakness, you boleh tengok lack of marketing expertise ke, location of your services ke, poor quality goods or services ke. Kalau threat ni, competitor have superior access to channel or distribution, taxation. Contoh kita jadi threat. Okay, SWOT analysis application, kita boleh guna SWOT analysis ni bila kita nak assess kita punya business idea, a company where it's positioned in the market, a new market or launching a new product, a method of sales distribution, launching a new product or brand. Okay, so now you kena design your business model, canvas and explore your SWOT. This is your assignment kan? Your assignment. Nanti you tengok dekat BMC, dekat tutorial, saya akan masukkan video untuk buat BMC. So saya nak you create your own BMC and try to explore your SWOT. This is your assignment lah. Alright, now kita nak akhir sekali untuk kita ni dekat ideation adalah kita nak conduct market research. Conducting market research is a critical step in validating a business idea. It can help entrepreneurs identify the potential demand for their market or service. Katakanlah kita dah confirm dah opportunity, kita dah kenal pasti dah ada berapa step tadi yang awal-awal tadi yang saya bagi. Lepas tu ada 7 step untuk kita identify kita punya ideation kan. Kita nak firm dah ideation. Now kita nak buat market research. Betul ke tidak ni? Dah ada opportunity, dah ada idea yang betul. Now kita tengok betul ke tak dia merge ataupun dia firm dengan market kita. Okay, so bila kita buat market research ni, kita akan help in terms of identifying the potential demand of for our product and service, assess the competitive landscape and gather insight into customer needs and preference. So there are few steps lah yang saya letak kat sini, but then you can add more. So this is the step that you can take to conduct market research, validate the business idea. Number 1, define the target market. Start by defining the target market for your product or service. Who are your potential customer? What are their needs, preference and behavior? What are their demographics such as age, gender, income and location? Yang ni semua kamu kena masuk dalam business plan tau. Gather secondary research. Conduct secondary research to gather information on the market size, growth rate and trends of your target market. Tu yang saya cakap tadi, boleh guna Google Trend. This could include industry report, market study, government statistic and news article. Next adalah conduct primary research. Contoh, you gather data directly from potential customer. So you can do the survey, focus group, interview or online poll. Ask the question about their needs, preference and behavior related to your conduct or services. On your product and services lah, sorry. Analyze the competition. Analyze the competitor to understand their strength, weakness and market position. Kita tengok dia punya pricing strategy, product features and marketing tactics. How can you differentiate your product or service from them lah. Test the concept. Test the concept by creating a prototype of minimum viable product and gathering feedback from potential customer. This could involve offering free sample. Biasa Milo kan, dia buat free sample. Maggi pun buat free sample. Big company always buat free sample tu. Kenapa? Sebab dia nak conduct a trial period for the product and service. So benda yang sama you kena buat. Okay, kita bagi-bagi dulu produk kita, pengenalan bagi produk orang, bagi kepada orang dulu. And then last one, refine the idea based on your research and feedback. Refine your business idea to better meet the needs and preference of your target market. So this could involve tweaking the product or service features, adjusting the pricing strategy and refining the marketing messaging. So by following this step, entrepreneurs can conduct market research to validate their business idea and increase the chances of success in the market. So this is the way of finding the idea. Saya rasa yang ni saya dah bagi tahu banyak kali dah. Satu, kita tengok dari segi existing business yang ada, franchising, patent, corporation, product licensing, non-for-profit research institute and also from the university. Okay. So as a conclusion, the best opportunities often don't start out that way. They are crafted, shaped, molded and reinvented in real time and marketplace. So try and error or learning by doing alone is not enough for developing breakthrough venture, which require experience, creativity and conceptualization. Okay.